Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this, I guess, a printed plaque, and I have redone these. Let me move this out of the way. This is what he sent me. Let me grab both those. I'm playing with it two different ways. I'm not 100% sure. He does not like that. I'm guessing. I kind of like it. I did it two different ways. I did it with just a little glow and then without any background. Since the lady doesn't have a background, maybe the boater shouldn't have a background. I'm just trying to figure out what that line is right there. That's lines in your drawing, but I want to look at that. So anyway, I've done several videos on how to take the background away. This one's a little bit different, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and nudge it over. Now, to make it easier for Corel and easier for you, with it selected, you've got to have it selected or everything else will disappear. Take the crop tool and we're going to crop out a lot of the picture so that Corel doesn't have to trace it and I don't have to delete it in a second. There's actually more you could do. You could take the shape tool and actually bring these in, but we're not going to worry about that. It's not that big a deal. Then we're going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace, Clip Art. And we're going to get it traced here, and I think it traced it pretty fast because it doesn't have that much to it. Now, you can see how pixelized it is, or it's pretty neat really, but it's not the picture. Object, group, ungroup, and just start deleting the outer parts. And just kind of watch as long as you don't delete something around the young man or the dog, or it'll really help to zoom in. And like, I'm going to guess that that's not part of his head. And you can always smooth stuff out. I did not smooth anything out. You don't want to take away too much of the motor. See, like, we don't want to do that. We could, because we're going to do something like that with the shore, with the waves. And you could spend a little time on this, or a lot of time, and do some of it before you get to this point, or afterwards do more. Now, I'm going to get rid of quite of this junk, but see how it's going to cut into the boat here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and come back to that. I want to get rid of all that. Maybe around the puppy dog's ear. That little speck there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if I go too far, it'll let me know. So like I went a little too far, but it doesn't really matter what we're going to do. We're not doing this to fix this picture. We're just making an outline for the next picture to have something to intersect to. Just kind of get rid of all the trash. That's probably good enough. Then I'm going to take a 3-point curve line and I'm going to go from right there all the way back to there, and then I'm going to swoop it down. Okay, I don't have to get rid of any of the other part. I don't, because it's just going to be blanked out. We might want to make sure those are touching, and they are. So I think that'll work. It's kind of hard to tell what's what. Like I said, you can do a lot. See, I took away too much of the motor because we can always fix that. Now we need to make that shape. I might fix this right here. You can always take the shape tool and just move that over. That way it won't get in there. Now we're going to take a rectangle and draw a box around it. Take the Smart Fill tool, I'm going to use a blue, and it made an outline of the item. And really and truly, you probably need to, if you're going to do it for real, I would also fill in that. Now, I nudged it down. Wow. No, I nudged it over, evidently. There's that little blue speck, I think. Yep. So now you have that shape. So I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool again. I'm actually going to pick a different color just so it won't be so confusing. We'll go with green, move it over. So now we have a pretty good outline of the boat. You know, either one of these are the original picture, and because I've nudged, I can nudge it right back. Put it right on top. Your colored in part for this work needs to be on top. Select everything and go right here to intersect. And look right there. You have a young man with his puppy dog on a boat with no background. Now you could still clean it up a little bit. I would suggest, making it pretty big. And because you could take the shape tool and just start deleting stuff like this. And whenever you get to a point like that, right click, select them both, right click, turn them into a line, it'll make it. And then you could always, if you have X7 or above, get the smoothing tool, maybe set on like 3 inches. Make sure it's selected, because that motor most likely is probably rounded. Like right here on his pant, I'm going to make it even bigger. I'm going to make it 5 inches because I made the picture so big. The bigger your point is, the more it's going to change. See, just leaving it on there for a second just kind of takes the sharpness out. Now right here, you probably want to take the shape tool and maybe just delete nodes. You could always move it with the handle. It's a drawing on a map. It's not that big a deal. They're not trying to turn it into a piece of art. Well, you still got the water movement. I'm definitely going to smooth up this with the smoothing tool. I'm just moving real slow, holding down the left mouse button. I'm going to call that good. See how you make the rope look a little bit better? Anyway, then, and it was, probably the most important is his head. You're not really changing the picture, you're just kind of changing the smoothness of it. And it being that little, you're not going to be able to tell anything different. So you're either going to do it this way, the way he has it, and see it's on top of the page, or like this. If you wanted a light kind of outcast around it, that's very easily done. Let's draw a box, fill it in with yellow. Let's draw a circle and put it in the center. Take our boat and boy. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go to Object, Order, Front of Page. Now I'm going to take this circle. I'm going to move the boy out of the way for a second. 2 clicks. I'm going to make this white. I'm going to take away the outline. I am going to go, and he was originally using the vignette tool, so we could vignette that. And you can really play with this, how much offset you want, what you want to do with it, and then say, okay, whoop. and then move it back up. And that way you have that's not a good color. Blue would probably be better. So now you have kind of a glow around him. The only thing bad is the blue is showing up. But if you did it on the wood's going to show through, I'm thinking. And you could change with the ingredients and the fading and see how you could still see the wood through there? And you could still change it by going to the transparency docker and put a little more transparency on it. Just to give it a little bit of glow. But I personally think it looks better just like this, without the glow. I think if you put this young boy in that spot, I think it would stand out a lot better. Anyway, hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.